Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that can seriously level up your video content: how to perfectly match your video visuals with your brand colours. Getting this right is the secret sauce to creating a professional, cohesive, and instantly recognisable look for all your videos. It's not just about looking good, it's about building brand trust and making your content feel like it truly belongs to you. So, if you've ever wondered how to make your videos look less random and more branded, you're in the right place. Let's get started. First things first, you need to know your brand's colour palette inside and out. I'm not just talking about knowing your main colour. You need to identify your entire colour family. This usually includes one or two primary colours. These are your headliners. Then, you'll have a few secondary colours that complement your primaries. Don't forget an accent colour. This is your pop of colour, used sparingly to draw attention to important things like a call to action button. And finally, you have your neutrals. Think whites, blacks, greys, or beiges. These are the workhorses that provide balance and breathing room. Make sure you have the exact hex codes for every single one of these colours. A hex code is that 6-digit code like FFFF for white. This isn't just for web designers. It's crucial for video editors to ensure perfect colour accuracy across all software. If you don't have these defined, now's the time to do it. Once you have your hex codes locked down, it's time to build a colour system specifically for your videos. This is like creating a rulebook for how you'll use your colours. Think about different elements in your videos. For backgrounds, you might decide to use your neutral or a subtle gradient of your primary colour. For on-screen text, which colours will you use for headlines versus body text? Your primary colour might be great for headlines, but a dark neutral might be more readable for smaller paragraphs. Then there are overlays, graphic elements, and callouts. Your accent colour is perfect for these. It can highlight a key piece of information or guide the viewer's eye. The goal here is to assign a specific role to each colour in your palette. This creates consistency and makes your editing workflow so much faster because you're not guessing which colour to use every single time. Now let's talk about a real game changer: creating presets. This is where you turn your colour system into practical tools you can use in your editing software, whether you're using Premiere Pro, Final Cut, or DaVinci Resolve. One of the most powerful presets you can create is a custom LUT, or lookup table. A LUT is essentially a colour grading preset that you can apply to your footage to give it a specific look. You can create a LUT that subtly pushes the tones of your video towards your brand's primary or secondary colours. For example, if your brand colour is a warm orange, you can create a LUT that adds a hint of warmth to the highlights and mid-tones of all your footage. You can also create presets for HSL adjustments, that's hue, saturation, and luminance. Maybe you want to slightly desaturate competing colours in your shot to make your brand colours pop. Save that adjustment as a preset. Using adjustment layers is another pro tip. You can apply your colour grades to an adjustment layer over your entire timeline, making it easy to turn on, off, or tweak without affecting the original clips. With your presets ready to go, it's time to apply them in your edits. This is where all that prep work pays off, and your brand's visual identity really comes to life. Let's start with the obvious stuff: lower thirds and titles. Make sure all your text graphics strictly use the colours from your brand's colour system that you defined earlier. No random colours. The same goes for transitions. Instead of using a generic wipe or fade, what about a custom transition that uses shapes filled with your brand colours? Or maybe a slick colour wipe that transitions from one scene to the next. Think about all the little graphic elements you use. Are you using shapes to box out text or create visual interest? Make them your brand colours, using gradients. Create them by blending your primary and secondary colours. Every single graphic element is an opportunity to reinforce your brand. Consistency is key. When a viewer sees that specific shade of blue in your lower third, your end screen, and your transitions, their brain starts to connect that colour with your brand. While we're getting excited about all these colours, there are two incredibly important things we need to keep in mind: accessibility and skin tones. First, accessibility. You need to make sure your text is actually readable. Your bright yellow accent colour might look great as a shape, but if you put it on a white background as text, nobody will be able to read it. Use online contrast checkers to test your colour combinations. There are plenty of free tools where you can input the hex codes for your text and background colours, and it will tell you if you pass accessibility standards. This is not just good practice, it ensures that everyone, including viewers with visual impairments, can enjoy and understand your content. Second, and just as important, is protecting skin tones. When you're applying your custom lutees or colour grading your footage, be very careful not to make people look unnatural. You don't want your talent to look like they have a strange orange or blue tint. Most editing software allows you to isolate skin tones and protect them from your grade. Always check your vectorscope to ensure your skin tones are falling on the skin tone line. Your branding should enhance your video, not distort the people in it. Finally, to make your life easier for all future projects, you need to document and package everything. Create a simple style guide for your video content. This can be a one-page PDF that shows your colour palette with the hex codes and gives examples of how each colour should be used for text, backgrounds and graphics. This is invaluable if you ever collaborate with other editors or hire someone to help with your videos. You can just hand them the guide and they'll know exactly what to do. The other thing you should do is create reusable templates. In your editing software, save your branded titles, lower thirds, and end screens as motion graphics templates or reusable project files. This means for your next video, you don't have to rebuild everything from scratch. You just drag and drop your branded template, change the text, and you're done. This will save you an unbelievable amount of time and ensure that every single video you produce is perfectly and consistently on brand. It's the ultimate workflow hack for any serious content creator. And that's a wrap on how to align your video visuals with your brand colours. It might seem like a lot of work up front, but trust me, once you set up your system presets and templates, your workflow will become so much more efficient and the quality and consistency of your videos will go through the roof. It's one of the most effective ways to build a strong, recognisable brand on any platform. So take the time to define your palette, build your system, and start creating content that looks and feels unmistakably you. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, give this video a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more tips to help you create better videos. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions or what your brand colours are. I'd love to hear about them. See you in the next one.